This is Optimal Finance Daily, episode 894, Your Debt-Free ROI, Why Interest Rates Don't Matter, by Stephanie Halligan with budgetsaresexy.com. And I'm Dan, I'm your host, and a happy 1st of August to you. Welcome back to Optimal Finance Daily, where I read to you from some of the best personal finance blogs on the planet. And thank you to SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. Shipping and mailing from your desk has never been simpler than with SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro Online, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99. That's $4.99 a month. Try it free for 30 days and get a free 10-pound scale when you visit pb.com/finance. That's pb.com/finance. And now let's get right to today's post as we optimize your life. Your Debt-Free ROI, Why Interest Rates Don't Matter, by Stephanie Halligan with budgetsaresexy.com. When I graduated from college with $30,000 in student loans, I didn't feel very confident about my financial future. I was confident about one thing, however. I wanted to get out of debt, and fast. I started reading everything I could about getting rid of debt. I researched debt snowballs, APR, ROI, debt consolidation, income-based repayment plans, you name it. Then, one day, I stopped reading and started repaying my loans with my own plan. I paid off $16,000 in debt in a year and a half by ignoring conventional advice and listening to my gut. How I got here, my debt story. Like a lot of my peers, I graduated from school with a mountain of student loans, and sadly, like many of my friends, I was in shock when I saw my total debt for the first time. $30,000. I'd never come across that much money in my life, and there was a big minus in front of it. After the initial shock wore off, I began to panic. When I graduated, I was only making $1,000 a month and living in Boston, an expensive city. I could barely pay for my prescription medicine, let alone even think about how I was going to pay back my loans. I was freaking out, and with good reason. Okay, I told myself, I got myself into this mess. Now how the hell am I going to get out of it? Given my financial situation at the time, the only realistic answer was little by little. I buckled down, faced reality, and started paying the minimum. Calculating my debt ROI. That same year, I was persistent enough and darn lucky to land an entry-level job in Washington, D.C. When I started earning a real income, my life instantly felt more secure. I paid off my credit cards, started an emergency fund, and even opened a retirement account. I felt like I finally had a say in my financial destiny. But there was still the $30K gorilla in the room. It didn't matter that I was making quadruple my previous salary. My entire paycheck would barely make a dent in my debt. My student loans made me feel anxious and helpless. It was such an intimidating amount that I didn't even know where to start. So, like anyone else with a question, I turned to Google. In my search, I stumbled upon a few personal finance blogs and began reading advice about the best way to start paying off my student loans. One theme came up over and over again in my reading: ROI and interest rates. The finance experts suggested knowing the APR on each loan. My debts were neatly divided into a federal loan and a private student loan. $16,000 federal, 6.8% APR. $14,000 private, 3.5% APR. You then compare your loan interest rates with other investment opportunities like investing in the stock market. Let's say that the stock market has a 5% return conservatively. This means I would have a better return on investment, or ROI, on the market than I would paying down a loan with 3.5% interest. I had a plan to maximize my ROI. I would pay as much as I could afford on my federal loan and start investing in my 401k before putting any extra money toward my private loan. On paper, this plan worked. In my head, this plan made me incredibly nervous. Why psychology matters more than interest rates. The logical half of me said, this makes sense. The overly cautious, panicky half of me had a different reaction. What if the market crashes again? What if I get a pay cut or lose my job? What if the interest rates on my private loans go up? Everything about my debt made me nervous, even my plan to eliminate it. I realized there was only one strategy that made me comfortable: get rid of my debt as much as possible, as quickly as possible. The interest rates on my loans didn't matter. The possible returns on the market didn't matter either. The only thing that mattered was that my debt made me feel uncomfortable and insecure. I realized that how I felt about my debt mattered more to me than choosing the right strategy for eliminating it. I started saving less for retirement and paying back both of my loans with the full force of my disposable income. Both of my loan balances were shrinking quickly, and I felt great. Do what makes you feel good and you'll get results. Some people cringe when I tell them I cut back on my retirement savings and focused on paying down a loan with a 3.5% APR instead. I knew the ROI strategy was not going to work for me and my personality, but it might make others feel great knowing they're maximizing the return on their dollar. The bottom line is, do what works for you. Since I made the decision to go with my gut, I've paid off almost half of my debt. I still have $15,000 left, but the amount doesn't make me nervous anymore. I know I'm doing everything I can to get rid of it, and I'll be able to relax once it's all gone. You just listened to the post titled, Your Debt-Free ROI, Why Interest Rates Don't Matter, by Stephanie Halligan with budgetsaresexy.com. And don't forget, shipping and mailing from your desk has never been simpler than with SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. With SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes, it's just click, send, and save for as low as $4.99 a month. And for being an Optimal Finance Daily listener, you'll receive a free 30-day trial to get started and a free 10-pound scale to ensure that you never overpay. Save time and money on mailing and shipping with SendPro Online. Starting at $4.99 a month, again, that's $4.99, you can also qualify for special USPS rates for letters and priority mail shipping, calculate exact postage online, and print from your PC. Go to pb.com/finance to access this special offer for a free 30-day trial, plus a free 10-pound scale to get started. That's pb.com/finance. Experience shipping made simple with a free trial of SendPro Online from Pitney Bowes. And that will do it for today. Thank you so much for listening and subscribing to our show, and I'll see you back here tomorrow for the Friday show as we wrap up the week, and that's where your optimal life awaits.